Hello and welcome to this episode of the Flying University podcast, where we celebrate the knowledge of all and bring education to everyone. You've been asking about the highest paid academic job, and today we're going deep into that world.
Okay.
We're talking impact, prestige, and yes, a pretty amazing salary. Get ready to explore the role of Chief Research Officer,
Okay.
or CRO, at leading research universities and institutions. We got in some fascinating information from pasted text, and we're excited to break it down for you today.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
It is a position that I think a lot of people are curious about,
I think so too.
but maybe don't fully understand what it entails.
Yeah.
So maybe you could kick us off by just explaining, what exactly does a CRO do?
Sure. So a CRO is really a leader in research.
Okay.
They're not just a researcher themselves.
Right.
They're setting the research agenda for their entire institution.
Ah.
So they're thinking about the big picture.
So, what does that mean?
Well, they're looking at emerging trends.
Okay.
They're looking at potential collaborations.
They're identifying innovative projects.
So they're really like a strategic visionary for the research.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
If you were the CRO, you'd be the one deciding what big research questions your university is going to tackle.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility.
Okay, so that's the vision.
Right.
But, research needs funding. Lots and lots of funding.
Of course.
How does a CRO handle that?
Well, securing funding is a major part of the job.
I bet.
We're talking about attracting millions, even billions of dollars
Wow.
to support these cutting-edge projects.
Okay, so they're not just a visionary. They're like a master fundraiser
Yeah, you could say that.
for cutting-edge research.
Yeah.
How do they even begin to go about doing that?
It's really about understanding the funding landscape,
Okay.
knowing which agencies or organizations are interested in what kind of research.
Yeah.
A CRO needs to build a compelling case.
Highlighting the institution's strengths and showing how their proposed research aligns with the funder's priorities.
So it's like a scientist meets a salesperson.
Exactly.
They've got to convince these funders that their university is the best place to invest in.
That's right.
And it's not just government grants anymore, right?
No, not at all.
They're looking at private organizations, philanthropists, even venture capitalists.
It's true.
Wow.
The world of research funding is really expanding.
It's like the whole world is getting involved in research now.
It really is.
But research isn't a solo endeavor, is it?
No, definitely not.
How does the CRO manage all the different researchers and projects that are going on?
Well, the CRO is leading a whole team, guiding researchers, fostering collaboration, and ensuring that everything is conducted ethically and with the highest standards.
So it's about leadership,
Yeah.
mentorship, setting a tone for the entire research culture.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And that leadership extends beyond the university walls.
What do you mean?
CROs are also responsible for building partnerships with other institutions, companies, even international research organizations.
Oh, wow.
It's a very collaborative role.
So they're doing all this internal stuff, and then they also have to think externally.
Right.
And those partnerships, those must open up so many possibilities.
They do.
Sharing resources, expertise, maybe even getting more funding.
Absolutely.
But how do they balance, the internal research goals with those external demands?
It's a constant juggling act,
I bet.
weighing the institution's priorities against the opportunities presented by those collaborations.
Okay.
The CRO needs to ensure that partnerships are mutually beneficial and contribute to the overall research strategy.
That makes sense. So after all this amazing research is done, what happens to it?
That's a great question.
It can't just sit on a shelf, can it?
No, it can't.
That's where the rubber meets the road, right?
Exactly.
What's the CRO's role in that?
The CRO is also responsible for translating those research findings into real-world applications.
So we're talking patents, new technologies, maybe even spin-off companies.
Exactly.
Wow.
The CRO is looking for ways to commercialize discoveries, contribute to economic growth, and ultimately make a positive impact on society.
It's really taking those ideas and making them make a difference.
Absolutely.
Now, I know our listeners are curious about the compensation
I bet they are.
for this high-powered role. So let's talk money.
Okay.
What can a CRO expect to earn?
CROs are at the very top of the academic pay scale,
Okay.
often earning more than even university presidents.
More than university presidents.
We're talking a substantial base salary, sometimes reaching 7 figures.
7 figures. That's amazing.
It is a very high-paying position.
But it's not just about the base salary, is it?
No, you're right.
What else is there?
Many CROs have performance-based bonuses
Okay.
tied to research outcomes.
Like what kind of outcome?
Things like publications, patents, or those spin-off companies we talked about.
Right.
So their earnings reflect their success in not just leading research, but making it successful in the real world.
It's really putting some skin in the game then.
In a way, yes.
So it's safe to say that the CRO position represents the peak of achievement in the academic world.
I would agree with that.
It's about vision impact and, yes, a very nice salary.
That's a good summary.
It's demanding but rewarding.
Exactly.
Well, we've learned that the CRO role is much more than a high-paying job. It's about shaping the future of research and having a real-world impact. If you're feeling inspired to explore higher education jobs in your field, maybe even a future CRO position, remember to check out academicjobs.com/quant